Well, to be fair, it's not my area of expertise. I mean, we've got a medical staff that's handling all of those types of things. As an administrator for men's soccer and women's soccer, all you can do is communicate with the student athletes as to what's important and how important that is, and hopefully that they can carry it through. And so far, knock on wood, it's gone pretty well.
Andy, we'll take you next, and Rex to follow. Then John.
Hey, Sark. Good to see you, man.
Hey, Andy.
Hope you're doing well. Hey, how the transition from the disappointment of not being able to pull off March Madness this past spring, transitioning into getting today's announcement happening. Can you just take us through what a feather in the cap it is for Creighton to continue to be in the conversation to host men's basketball tournaments in Omaha?
We've hosted in '08 and 12 and 15 and 18 and would have in 20. The disappointment of 20 was tough to swallow. We went through a lot of work, but you just got to keep plugging along. I don't think we've missed getting something in a bid process since 2005, 2006, whenever that was, when we got to 2008. So we've executed well. I think we have a great relationship with the NCAA. We have a great relationship with the arena. We've executed. Things have gone well. The Omaha has supported the event. So, the only troubling news today would have been had we been shut out. So I was glad to see that we were not shut out. The competition for these things is serious stuff. So we're just grateful for the opportunity and grateful for what it'll mean to Omaha here in 2024.
We'll go to Rex and then John to follow.
Hey, thanks for doing this. You mentioned the disappointment, and I think back to your March Sadness tweets, tweeting out getting all the equipment and everything. Just how rewarding is it to keep getting these opportunities and be able to host, especially after, the disappointment you just experienced?
Well, it's very rewarding. The reality of it is that, Creighton doesn't receive a huge financial windfall for hosting these things. And to be fair, Mecca doesn't have a huge financial windfall either. So we continue to work together and try to get as many events as we can, really just to try to build the brand of Omaha and help out the city with a point of pride. And also, it helps financially for the city with sales tax and revenue from hotels and restaurants. So as long as we keep doing what we should be doing and we get high marks from the NCAA on executing, then I think we'll continue to have success and be able to do this for even longer.
Got a couple quick ones, so if I
Love the do, by the way. Looks great.
I appreciate it. Did you guys put a bid in for the regional rounds too?
We made 8 bids. We bid for every first and second round over that 4-year period, and we put a bid in for regionals for every year over that bid process. Looking at the sites selected over the 4-year period, only Denver got multiple years on the first and second round sites. And from the regional perspective, depending on how you classify Louisville, they all went to major metropolitan cities. But yeah, we would have taken anything at any time for any year. But again, the competition for these sites is pretty fierce. So the fact that we were included in this bid cycle is the news of the day, not so much what we didn't get.
Gotcha. Well, I was kind of curious because, I don't know how they divvy you through that because obviously they're not going to give you a slow site every year, but, and I don't know, you can't really prioritize it either, right, in terms of your bid. They are the ones that make the decision. You're just saying, hey, we're open for business.
Correct. And, I don't want to get inside the heads of the site selection committee at all. I'm sure they're juggling a lot of different things with geographic regions and, what did Mecca bid on with other sports and how does that play into it, et cetera, et cetera. Again, we were just happy with whatever we got as long as we got something.
Yeah, did it matter? I mean, I don't know that sort of thing to all? Because it's not just Omaha. There's multiple cities that missed out on hosting the NCAA tournament this past year. Is that maybe do you get like special treatment later at all, or no? That's not how it works.
Boy, I'm not so sure I can answer that for them. You would hope that all of the sites from 2020, all 13 preliminary round sites from 2020, got a little bit of a nudge for 2023 through 2026, based on the fact that 2020 was canceled, which is one of the reasons why I thought there was an outside chance that Omaha would get 2 bids out of the 4 years, but it didn't work out that way.
Any final questions for Kevin Sarver? All right, so thank you very much.
So no, one more. I got one real quick.
Sure.
Did the NCAA say, hey, this will enhance your chances moving forward to get maybe a regional round because of, I know the news of the day is getting that first and second round. That's awesome. But having that regional in Omaha was so special a few years back. I was just curious, do they give you any guidance from the OSA?
They haven't yet. I'm sure we'll, we have great relationships with a lot of people at the NCAA, and we can probably subtly or not so subtly ask those types of questions. And the years go by so fast, and when we hosted in 2018, Omaha was up against Boston and Atlanta and Los Angeles, I think, were the other 3 regional sites. So that was quite the feather in our cap, and we executed just as well, if not better, than those 3 major metropolitan cities. And for our fans, that Kansas Duke overtime game, people will be talking about that for a long time. And I know our fans got a little spoiled, I think, with that regional round. And we'd love to host regionals again. And as long as they allow us to keep bidding on regionals, we'll keep doing it in hopes that we can get it.
I don't know. Well, I wonder if Sarver, you can give us an update on what the conversations are like with Mecca and folks at the CHI Health Center in terms of creating protocols for the possibility of having fans in the arena. I don't know if there's, I'd imagine you're involved in some of those talks and planning, and obviously there's nothing confirmed or official yet, but how difficult has that been in terms of like, hey, we're trying to come up with a contingency plan if indeed you get to the point where you can allow a limited number of fans in the Creighton basketball league.
Well, I mean, for the last couple of months, and certainly the last month, we've been meeting weekly with Mecca. We have a lot of plans. We have Plan A through Plan C, I mean Z. So, if more Americans, I think, would do what's necessary to flatten the curve, I think it would help us. Quite frankly, it's not going that way. We'd love to have fans there. We hope we can make it work out. But, the county's going to have a say in that. Certainly the Big East is going to have a say in that when it's all said and done. So at this point, we've got a lot of plans. We're just hoping at some point we'll be able to execute one of them.
Thank you, Sarver. I appreciate it.
Last chance for questions. All right. Go ahead, Matt.
Thank you, Sarver.
Thanks.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah.